Well, welcome to another Blog video diary supplement. In this video I'm going to mainly concentrate on Trillium rivale, or if you want to be fully up to date in the latest naming, it's been removed from Trillium and is now Pseudo Trillium rivale, but forgive me, but I'm going to carry on calling it Trillium rivale, which is the name I first knew and fell in love with this plant. It was first introduced to us by the late Harold Esselmont. And I just love it. This is a basket of seedlings in a frame. They're pretty big seedlings, so they're good flowering size. You can see the variation. So we've got different colours, some with a pink wash, some with the deep purple markings. And then if I come next door down here in the undergrowth, you can see another basket of younger seedlings running around. They don't mind being under the Dicentra cucullaria here and with other seedlings in this frame. So this is the frame where we've got Erythronium seedlings as well as the Trillium rivales, Dicentra cucullarias, next to the Erythronium plunge frame, which I'm going to look at in another video. But this is in this one I want to concentrate on the Trillium rivales, so I'm heading off up the garden to where I grow many of them out in the garden. They need special beds. Trillium rivale wouldn't do too well in a bed with these bigger plants because they're too small, they'd get lost. Bigger Trilliums are fine here with the bigger Erythroniums, as you can see. And just I say I'm not looking at other plants, but look at that stunning foliage of Veratrum fimbriatum. But look at that foliage, so striking. And up here there's a podophyllum just coming out, pushing up. So let's head on up to I'm heading up towards the new bed beside the pond, which regulars will be familiar with. I created 2 or 3 years ago from an area that was previously used for other things, and it's up here where we grow a lot of the specials. And when I planted out, I took some of those seedlings out from the frames we visited a minute ago. So we've got lots of Trillium rivales in here that came from the seed. And if you get in, you can see the different colour forms. So this is one, lovely full petals with a slightly pink wash. And then down here, this one's much whiter, just slight pink in the veinings. And then up here, there's a spotty one. Pink spotty. Down here's another species. Again, we can look at one of the other very dwarf Trilliums. This is Trillium hibbersoni, which for a long time was lumped in by some people as a form of Trillium ovatum, but recent DNA work has proved that it's not that. I've always regarded it as a separate and a good species. So here with all the wee plants, and interesting while I'm here just to come around to this is this lovely little tiny Erythronium. This is the one I think is possibly something that needs described. There's another one there, look, plain green leaves. It's close to a little form of Trillium grandiflorum, I suppose is what it's nearest to. It comes from Vancouver Island up in the Mount Prevost, and I think it's a lovely little thing. You can see it's tiny compared to many of the other Erythroniums. And so as we look in the bed and come round, in amongst here we've got some more Trillium rivale down here. Here growing alongside, a lot of them are growing alongside, of course, Erythronium seborrheica. This Corydallis integrifolia, more This is Erythronium krylovi, the white one, rather chewed here. Up here more forms of Sibericum, but yet more of the wee Trillium rivales. So look at a really good pink, a pale pink, whiter's creamer, another Erythronium hibersoni. And they're all growing in the amongst there now. If I pan round, up here there's more Erythronium sibericum, and down here yet another cluster of seedlings. And of course this is not the first year these have flowered. They all flowered last year, so if I look down here, I'm just leaving them to self-seed, tiny seed leaves. So these will form colonies by themselves, mixing out. Planting them out as mixed seedlings means you have a much better chance of getting a really good seed set. And once again, there's so much variation in them. How they go, pink and spotted, pink, stronger pink but less spotted. Around here another group. Really nice group there. Sorry if I just paused you by accident. And then if I pop back, you can pan back, you can see how they all sit in the small landscape. Down here yet more. So we have Trillium rivale and Trillium hibersoni sitting side by side. More Trillium rivales. And there's more still coming through. They're not all up and out yet. So it's a really beautiful little one, but it needs to be, as I say, it needs to be grown with other plants of that scale. So let's move around and go around and see some more. Well, if we go around here, as we come round the down here, we've got more Trillium hibersoni. Well chewed, I'm afraid. We must have well, I'm saying we must have a bit of a slug problem. I know we've got a slug problem. Here's some more here, but chewing of the petals doesn't, it spoils the beauty of them, but it doesn't stop them setting seed. These are seedlings coming from last year. And I'm sure if I search around here, we got little seedlings coming up this year. So these are brand new seedlings just coming, really tiny. And there's a 1-year-old seedling, and then a couple of years old they get 2 leaves, and then by 3 years they can flower. So that's Trillium hibersoni popping up and around in the pine litter below the pine tree. And I'm coming round here because this is if I zoom back, the face of a wall. Some years ago, when I was out lecturing in North America on the west coast, I travelled from Portland all the way down through Oregon to Medford, and one of the plants I saw there was Trillium rivale, growing on a steep rocky riverbank slope under trees, and it really impressed me. I loved it. It was a beautiful sight. And here I'm trying to recreate it. Who would have thought Trillium rivale as a crevice plant, but that's exactly how I'm using it, a vertical crevice. So we've got this slope of the wall, goes back in a battered slope. And there you can see, growing in the cracks and crevices, seedlings. And round here we've got flowering plants. Perfectly happy. I have been watering them a bit this year because If you read the bulb log, you'll see, and as I'm sure many others are feeling, it's a very dry weather. Here's the group. Up here, a big group that was planted out as seedlings. And all the seedlings, I'm just letting them go. And I want them to cascade down the wall. So there's it, flowering as a crevice plant. And the seedlings that it laid there last year. And that's what I want in this wall, is to recreate that scene. If I come along the wall, there's a bit more there, some more there. And you can see how they work again. Small plants together and bigger plants together, so always matching up your plants. Scale, here's a group, another group here at the base of another pine tree. Another group of Trillium rivales, and down in front of them, whole batch of seedlings. And the plan will be to get them going along the wall. This is the area I opened up, so I'm going to get more Trillium rivales going along there. If we just come around and spin round, we can, again looking up into the another raised area, again looking at the, here Erythronium has been used as crevice plants growing out of the vertical crevice. But in here, this is an interesting form. This is a clone, absolute clone of the very first one we got from Harold Esselman. And in all the years we've grown it and we've increased it vegetatively, as the little creeping rhizome divides and you can split it, it has never ever set seed that form, unlike our own seedlings which set seed every year. So last bed I'm going to visit is just as I head back up this way, tiptoeing through the Erythroniums, which we'll look at, as I say, in another video at another stage. But I just want to come up to perhaps the last groups in here. If I come in here, we've got more Trillium rivales growing down in here. And up here a nice little group perhaps to finish on, if I can get down and show you this little group here. Really quite nice spotty flowers. And that again is another variation of the Trillium rivale. And there I'm going to end this video bulb log diary supplement looking at Trillium rivale. Okay, thanks for being with me again. Be back soon. Bye.